The US held a roundtable meeting with Pacific Island nations this week, and in a statement afterwards, outlined a number of ways that they're aiding the region. What is the US's motivation in reaffirming their commitment to Pacific Island states right now?
I think this administration has a certain logic to it, and it seemed that there wasn't much in the Pacific that would attract the current administration. It's just not a wealthy region, and that seems to be where the attention of this administration is focused. So I think in some ways it's serving to reassure that at least on a certain level, America is still keen to be involved.
A key US interest in the Pacific is countering China's influence. How does US involvement in this region help do that?
So there's two Pacifics. There's the Northern Pacific, the COFA states, so the Compact of Free Association states, which are Palau, Federated States of Micronesia, and the Marshall Islands. And these are states which the US has extremely close relationships with. And in exchange for access to the US Social Security and essentially being sort of US citizens, these countries give the US military full access to their territorial waters. So they have a very close relationship. So in the event of a conflict with Taiwan, China having a conflict with Taiwan, if that were to be the case, in most scenarios, the US fleet would have to travel through the Northern Pacific, and having unimpeded access to these waters and having bases in the case of the Marshall Islands and other facilities in the case of Palau, that would be of great benefit to the American military effort.
In the last few years, we've seen several of Taiwan's former diplomatic allies in the region cut ties with Taipei in favor of Beijing. I'm wondering if you think the US showing their commitment to Pacific Island states will have any effect on Taiwan's ability to keep its three remaining diplomatic allies in the region.
When these countries switch, it's usually involving Chinese companies making plays, Chinese companies influencing local politicians, and this will continue to go on. No matter how many agreements America signs, no matter how many talks they have, China will still be in there doing what it can to advance its interests. That's just the nature of how the game is played. So yeah, this will not make it impossible for China to make inroads, but certainly it will be welcomed in the three COFA states.